Hello, this is Mrs. Drury, and we have a new book for this week. And we're going to first look at the glossary. And we know that the glossary is a place that we go for those unfamiliar words, those words that we don't know the meaning to. The first word is glared. Say glared. Let's spell it. Glared. Glared. Now, glared, right next to it has a V. What does the V stand for? Tell somebody at your house. That's right. It's a verb, and a verb is an action. Now, taking a closer look at this word, it ends with this right here, that ED. What does the ED mean? Right away, we know it's something that takes place in that's right, in the past. Something that has already happened. So if I say I glared, that means that it's something I've done in the past. So what does it mean? Let's take a look. It says stared in an angry way. So when you glare at someone, you kind of squint, or your eyes, you don't see your eyeballs as much. You kind of squint and you look at them in an angry way. Like you're mad. So the word is glared, stared, and when we stare at someone, we don't look away. They know we're looking at them. And when you glared at someone, you stared at them, and they know that you are not a happy camper because you are angry. This word is guessed. Say guessed. Now, guessed it says N. What does N stand for? That's right, it stands for a noun. Let's spell it Guest, guest. And we know guest is a person, place, or a thing. And in this particular case, it is a person. A guest is a visitor who is welcomed into a home or other place. So right now, because of the way that there's this COVID-19, this virus that's going around, we're really not supposed to welcome guests or visitors into our home. All right, so a guest is a person, a visitor who is welcome into our home. And it is a noun. The next word is hissed. Say it. Hissed. And it ends again with ed. And when we see ed, we know it's a word that takes place in the past. It is a verb. It's an action. Made the sound that a snake or an angry cat makes. So hissed. If you hiss at someone, a person can actually make a hissing sound. And it's a sound that mimics or is similar to that of a snake or an angry cat. Say hostess. Again, hostess it has an N by it. What does that N stand for? That's right, it stands for a noun, and a noun is a person, place, or thing. A hostess, a woman who welcomes guests in her home or another place. A woman who holds an event. And you might say, well, does it have to be a woman? Yes, because of this ESS at the end, it's referring to a woman, a hostess. Now, if it were a man who welcomed a guest into their home or another place, they would be referred to as a host. So hostess is a woman who welcomes guests into her home or another place. A woman who holds an event is a hostess. So you could even hold an event, a hostess, like if you're having a wedding reception and you're paying for it, you are the hostess if you are the woman that creates or holds that event. The word is polite. Say polite. That is a DJ, and that stands for what? Adjective. And we know that the adjective describes a noun, and a noun is a person, place, or a thing. So when you are polite, you're having good manners or showing common courtesy. So being polite, there are those words like thank you, you're welcome, please. When someone enters your home, may I take your coat? Have a seat. What can I get you to drink? That's being what? Polite. Yanked. Say yanked. And it again is a V, and a V stands for verb. We notice that it ends in right away, that it ends in that ed. So it's something that happened, an action that happened or took place in the past. Yanked. Y-A-N-K-E-D. Yanked. Pulled on something suddenly or forcefully is yanked. All right, so let's just go over these words again. Glared, guessed, hissed, hostess, polite, yanked. All right, so now we've gone over these words. Now we can begin reading the book. All right, the book is entitled I'm the Guest. And this right here has an apostrophe in it, and it stands for it's a shortened version of the word I am. I am the guest. And remember what a guest is someone that is welcomed into somebody's home. All right. And so it says, I'm the guest. So in other words, it's saying, I am the guest. I'm the guest. Josie was having Cece over to play for the first time. So this is the character, one of the characters named Josie. Remember that you are the hostess, said Josie's mom. You want to make sure your guest feels at home. So we've got two of our vocabulary, our unfamiliar words. Remember, the hostess is a woman who invites someone into their home or is in charge of an event. So Josie is the hostess, and Cece is the person that is welcomed into the person's home. So she is the guest. So Josie is the character who is the hostess, and Cece is the guest. The doorbell rang, and Josie ran to answer it. Before she reached the front door, though, Cece burst through sniffing. Do I smell cake? Cece asked, running toward the kitchen. Okay, now let's take a look here. Is she being that word that we learned about polite? She didn't even wait for the hostess to open the door. She swung it open and then asked about food. Is that how we act when we're the guest of somebody's home? Cece opened the oven door to look at the cake inside. I'll come back when it's ready, Cece said. Actually, Josie said, the cake is for my dad's birthday. Oh, my. So Cece, is she being polite? She said, I'll come back when it's ready. So is that what we do? Do we ask for things when we're at somebody's house? And is the cake even being made for Cece? No, it's for the dad's birthday. So even though sometimes we invite people into our home, we have other things going on maybe later on in the day. In this particular case, Josie's dad was having a birthday, and they were baking the cake for her dad. Where's your room? Cece asked. Let's play outside first, Josie said. I want to show you my new swing. I'm the guest, Cece said. Okay, Josie sighed. She is being something that I would refer to as this. Cece is being rude. All right. She's saying, I'm the guest. I don't need to follow any rules. I can do what I want because you're here to entertain me. So Josie really wanted to show her new swing. All right. And she's the hostess, so she's planning what they do. But Cece's saying, but I'm the guest. I want to go to your room. So she's saying that she's in charge. I still don't think she's being very polite. In Josie's bedroom, Cece yanked the dollhouse from its corner to the center of the rug. Remember, when you yank on something, you pull it in a forceful way, quickly. So in Josie's bedroom, Cece yanked the dollhouse from its corner to the center of the rug. Doll furniture went flying into every corner of Josie's room. They played dolls for a long time until Cece spotted the chest of dress-up clothes in Josie's closet. So when Cece yanked the dollhouse, things went flying to every corner in her room. So Cece made a what? Oh, it's not going to let me. She made a mess, didn't she? Cece made a mess. And when she finished one activity, it doesn't say that they cleaned it up. Cece spotted something else and she decides she wants to play dress up. I call the pink princess gown, Cece cried. The pink princess gown was Josie's favorite. As Cece squeezed into it, Josie heard the dress rip. I don't think it fits you, she said. Cece glared. Now remember, when you glare, you stare at someone in an angry way at her over her shoulder. That's not a polite thing to say, she said. Besides, I'm the guest. So Cece, again, is being kind of rude. She took her favorite pink dress and the pink princess gown, and what happened to it? That's right. It did what? It's not going to let me. Princess gown ripped. And I do not think she is happy about that at all. Cece walked out of Josie's bedroom and back into the kitchen. She stared at the cake cooling on a wire rack. Is it ready? Cece asked. Can we have some for a snack? How about some cookies instead? Josie asked. My mom makes great cookies. So she's asking for what? Whose cake is this? It's her dad's birthday cake, and Cece wants it. Do you think that Cece, because she's the guest, do you think she should have it? And I think that Josie comes up with a good idea. Josie says, my mom makes great cookies. So she's offering something else because this cake belongs to who? Her dad. Cece opened the freezer door. Have you got any ice cream? She asked. She turned and smiled at Josie. I am the guest. We're saving the ice cream to go with the cake, Josie said, pushing shut the freezer door. Wow, what's happening to Cece? Is this the way Cece looked when she first arrived? Cece turned into a what? A monster. Why do you think that the author or the illustrator actually made Cece into this kind of dinosaur monster looking creature? Is that really how she looks? Or is this how she's acting? Is she acting like an animal, like she's out of control? Do you go if you're the guest and open up the freezer door and insist on ice cream? And Josie's being very polite, and she pushes it shut and she says that ice cream belongs to who? It belongs to her dad. Cece drifted out of the kitchen in Josie's pink princess gown, singing to herself. She sang, I'm the guest, I'm the guest, all the way to the bathroom. Your mom won't mind if we try on her makeup, she whispered, because I'm the guest. Oh, well, how do you think the mom is going to respond? She even took the makeup. Makeup's not cheap. And she drew all over their what? Mirror. And again, she still looks like an animal, someone who is out of control. Josie watched nervously while Cece poked through drawers. She found some red lipstick and put it on. Then she drew red lipstick hearts on the mirror and started laughing. Stop that, Josie whispered to Cece. I am the guest, Cece hissed and left the bathroom. On the way through the kitchen, she stopped at the birthday cake and tore it off in a big chunk. Oh my goodness, Cece is out of control. What are some of the ways that Cece is out of control? Why is she how do we know that she's acting out of control? Give me some thoughts. Share it with a parent or adult in the room. How does Cece act out of control? Because she is not acting like a good guest. Josie couldn't take it anymore. I don't care if you're the guest, she shouted. It's my dad's birthday, and that's more important than any guest. Cece stared at her, licking crumbs from her fingers. What do you mean? She asked. Someone knocked on the front door. It was Cece's dad come to fetch her. Oh, what do you think? Do you think she's going to be honest? Josie and her mom stood on her front porch waving as Cece was driven away. Well, asked Josie's mom, how was it being the hostess? I would like being the hostess, Josie, if I had a better guest. Josie's mom smiled and said, some guests behave like monsters. I can believe it, Josie. I can believe it, Josie said. So I want you to write a sentence and say how Cece acted like a what? Like a monster. So you're going to say Cece acted like a monster. And you're going to tell me 3 ways. Okay? Tell me 3 ways. Oops. 3 ways she acted like a monster. And then I want you to take a picture of it and send it in to me. Whoops, I said liked. Like a monster. And that's what I want for you to do on Monday. And I can't wait to read what you have to say.